Hello, everyone. Good morning. Almost good afternoon here. It is Monday, and I'm Ella Dorsey. How are y'all doing today? This is your Monday edition of Weather Where You Are, and it's going to be another really hot week this week. Gorgeous conditions. I mean, there's really not much to say in terms of the weather, which is always a pretty good thing, right? I want to start you with the high temperatures over the last week because it has been pretty hot over the last 7 days. Our lowest high temperature was yesterday, 92, and I was at the pool yesterday. Man, it was hot. So it's just been really hot for the month of August. This week, no different. We're going to see a continuation of 90s. Gorgeous, though, outside right now. Doesn't feel too bad. The humidity is lower than it's been really for quite a while, especially west of the city. So you can see that's actually reflected in the current temperatures. Upper 70s from Rome to Carrollton. The mountain's still in the 70s. Meanwhile, it's quite a bit warmer over in Eatonton, Athens. East Georgia certainly seeing higher humidity. High temperatures today, low to mid 90s. Our average high is 90 degrees. 93 is the high here in Atlanta. Only the mountains stay in the 80s. Everywhere else will be in the 90s. Here's the dew point. Oh boy. I hadn't checked this map in about an hour or so. The dew point has jumped back into the upper 60s, which means it's humid again here in Metro Atlanta. You can see northwest Georgia still hanging on to that lower humidity. Low 60s there, but everywhere else, especially you can see the eastern portion of the state where dew points are in the 70s. That is really going to impact the way it feels outside. By this afternoon, feels like temperatures eastern portion of the state will be in the 100-degree range. Meanwhile, West Georgia with the lower humidity, look how much that impacts. Dew point just like 8 degrees lower will make it feel 10, 15 degrees cooler. So upper 80s for West Georgia's feels like temperatures. This week, guys, another really dry week, okay? We're going to see a stationary front down to our south that will trap most of the rain and moisture in the southern half of the state. So taking you hour by hour tomorrow, kids get out of school, little to no rain. The graph is, this is the graph model, picking up on maybe a stray shower or two from Eatonton to Athens tomorrow evening, but I really do think rain chances will be pretty low. Wednesday, a little bit more cloud cover, but still pretty low rain chances. So you're going to want to water your plants every single day this week with highs in the low 90s. We just haven't gotten much rain in a while. It's fine. We're still not in a drought by any means because we saw such a wet July. But it does look pretty dry this week, okay? So make sure you're thinking about your lawn and your plants. Next best chance of rain looks like it arrives on Friday. So pretty dry for the first 4 days this week. Okay, let's talk tropics, okay? We just got done with our fourth tropical system, and now we're aiming at System 5. As of the 11 a.m. update from the National Hurricane Center, this is still potential Cyclone 5, which is probably going to be a tropical depression. You can see it's kind of still a disorganized cluster of storms. It doesn't look very tropical in nature, but it's really going to start to organize itself. It's about 300 miles to the east of the Windward Islands. You see those orange boxes? That includes the British Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. Those areas are under a tropical storm watch, which means tropical storm conditions, which are winds up to 40 miles per hour, are expected there in the next 2 days. It's moving really quickly, 26 miles per hour. So it needs to slow down. Once it starts slowing down, it will be able to organize itself a little bit more. Winds are at 35 miles per hour. So as soon as it just bumps 5 miles per hour, they will issue a tropical storm, Tropical Depression 5. This thing is likely to become a hurricane, okay? So here's its latest track. Moving across Puerto Rico on Wednesday morning as a tropical storm. So it is going to impact the Virgin Islands. Again, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico are going to take pretty much a direct hit from a tropical storm, which they're used to that kind of stuff, okay? That's a piece of good news. Another piece of good news is it does reach hurricane strength, but it curves way before getting to the Bahamas and way before getting to the United States. So even though this thing is likely to strengthen to Cat 2, maybe even a Cat 3 hurricane, it's not going to impact us in the United States. I will say you can see Bermuda is in that cone. It's pretty close to the center of the projected path of what will be Hurricane Ernesto, okay? So we'll watch Bermuda carefully, but Turks and Caicos looks like they're in the clear, Bahamas are in the clear, and we will be in the clear here. And I just want to remind you guys, we're in mid-August now, so you can see how much of an increase of that tropical activity we see through the month of August. We are expecting a hyperactive season still. And some of the oceanic kind of signs that we watch, one of them is called the North Atlantic Oscillation, the Arctic Oscillation. It's basically just patterns in the ocean that give us a good idea when we could see tropical activity. Those are signaling like the end of the month of August could be a time where we see a lot of activity. So of course, we're about a month away from peak season. You guys know we do get impacted here at home from these systems, so we'll be watching the Atlantic Ocean closely in the coming weeks. I'm sure we're going to be talking about it a lot this fall, but for right now, we're in the clear. Even with what is likely to be Hurricane Ernesto by the end of the week, it will stay to our east. Good news. Here's your 7-day forecast. It's looking fantastic this week. Not going to be overly hot. The highest high temperature is 93 degrees. Still going to be warm each day. Still going to be humid, but not mid to upper 90s. So that's good news. Best chance for rain. Looks like it's going to be Friday and Saturday, unfortunately. We haven't issued first alert weather days yet because that rain coverage looks like it will only be at about 40% as of now. It's due to a weak cold front that will come through. It's certainly not going to cool us off, but that dry air does look like it moves in by Sunday. If this front starts to look like it's stronger, it may bring us some strong storms or higher coverage. We may end up issuing a first alert weather day for Friday and Saturday, but right now coverage looks low enough that we have kept that off the 7-day forecast. Okay, guys, I hope that y'all have a wonderful start to your week. Hi, Wesley. I see that you're watching and you wrote in. Ackworth, Georgia. Shout out to you guys up there. Enjoy today. It's going to be gorgeous. I'm about to go spend some time outside, and I will see you bright and early on Atlanta News First. You guys know the drill, 6 a.m., 7 and 8 on Peachtree TV, and 9 a.m. on Atlanta News First.